Union Minister Prakash Javadekar joins me now. Why did Mission 44 fail? Mr. Javadekar, why did it fail?
Where it has failed?
In Jammu and Kashmir.
We have become 26. No, not at all. If from 11, if we are got more than 250% seats, is it a loss? We aimed at 44, but that was for one state. That is not Congress. 44 is for all India. That's the difference.
Sir,
and therefore, I will say our mission 44 has not failed. We aspired to win 44. You should not have low aim. Low aim is crime. High aim is not crime. And we have achieved 2/3 of it. So this is good result. It is more than distinction.
34.
And you got 26. 44 was to form your government. That was the majority.
Okay.
So they said in each state they want to go for the majority.
Does it
Mr. Javadekar,
the fact that you actually said Mission 44, which means that it would be a BJP government? Now you'll actually have to go as a junior partner with somebody. Is that somewhat of a come down as far as the BJP is concerned?
No, they don't.
No,
they don't actually. They go with the NC.
The aspirations of people are very clear. People want good governance. People want progress. They don't want routine things. But Congress has created such a worst image in the valley.
That's the question.
I have a question for Mr. Javadekar.
That you will have to wait. You can ask me n number of times. But my answer will always be wait till tomorrow afternoon because there is a process.
Sir, 1 minute.
And the first decision,
sir, you gave yourself a distinction.
Is that let us not form the government on the TV screen but in the parliamentary board.
Sir, I just calculated. You gave yourself a distinction, but according to my figures, you get 59%. 26 divided by 44 into 100.
So anything more
That's
than
not
50
a
is
distinction.
always good.
So for 59% was your target.
It's not distinction mathematically, it's a political distinction. And it's a wonderful distinction. We have made a mark, we have increased the base. You are thinking as if, no, you are discussing like we had 44 seats and we have come down to 26. It is not. We had only 11 seats and we have made gains. That is the important.
I'm only pulling your leg. May I clarify? Questions coming your way. No, 1 second. Mr. Javadekar will stay with us another few minutes. Aarti Jairat has a question.
Mr. Javadekar, can you help us understand why you failed to open your account in the Valley? Why did you not win a single seat there?
Aarti Jairat, that's a good question. And let me answer with all serious political wisdom which I have. First, in the Kashmir Valley, we have a legacy issue where after the partition and the pains of partition and Kashmir accession and the resultant controversies, and that was not handed over to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, so things continued for many decades, and that's why there is a barrier in the mental barrier in minds of many people as far as Jansangh or BJP was concerned. They was perceiving as enemies. But then they changed it when Atal Bihari Vajpayee actually started delivering. And Atal Bihari gave 3 things. He told that not in the daira of Samvidhan, but daira of Insaniyat. That was one. Second, Omar Abdullah was part of his ministry. And he ensured a smooth, successful election. And then PDP came to power. And PDP also said that he had done justice with us. So, Atalji delivered on 2 things. He created a confidence among the Kashmiris that here is a government which we perceived wrong, but is delivering, actually is doing justice. Then again there was 10 years of collapse and we were not in power. But now again, Narendra Modi ji has created that confidence.
One more question and then we are moving to the debate. One last question.
जो विरोधी थे वो अब सुन रहे हैं, पसंद कर रहे हैं, साक्षी बने हैं. अब आने वाले चुनाव में वो साथी बनेंगे, ये मेरा पूरा विश्वास है।
आपके दिमाग
No, Mr. Said.
आपके दिमाग में ये 44 आया कैसे फिर?
या आया कैसे?
आया कैसे? कहाँ से, किस आपने ये बिल्कुल सही है, हम मानते हैं, लेकिन ये 44 का पर्टिकुलर मेजॉरिटी मार्क आया कैसे फिर? अगर ये सब आप जानते थे तो इसका मतलब है आपको पता नहीं था, ये अब यू आर इन्वेंटिंग द आइडिया नाउ।
Exactly.
नो, वी आर नॉट री इन्वेंटिंग और इन्वेंटिंग आइडिया नाउ, पोस्टपोन नहीं है। देखो भाई, कोई चुनाव में जाता है तो ये कहता है कि नहीं मेरे भाई 20 ही लोग आएंगे, उसके लिए मुझे वोट दो। ऐसा थोड़ा ही मैं ऑपोजिशन बैठने के लिए वोट दो, ऐसा थोड़ा ही मांगता है। कमाल है यार, आप चैनल शुरू करते हो तो दुनिया जीतने के लिए शुरू करते हो।
मिशन 40 नो स्पीच, नो कैंपेन स्पीच came without beginning and end of this.
No, I'm going into the debate.
अरे भाई, कोई अपना न्यूज़पेपर शुरू करता है, कोई अपना चैनल शुरू करता है, कोई अपना पार्टी शुरू करता है, वो जीतने के लिए करता है या हारने के लिए करता है? तो जीतने के लिए करता है, उसमें क्या है? मैं पहली दफा टीवी पर चर्चा सुन रहा हूं कि हाई एम इज क्राइम, वी वेर टोल्ड लो एम इज क्राइम।
जम्मू का राज करने का टाइम आ गया है, जम्मू इलाके का।
There was no mission like this for Jharkhand.
This was
one question. प्रकाश जी, क्या समय आ गया? आप इतिहास के बारे में बता रहे हैं।
अच्छा,
क्या
मुझे
जम्मू
लगा
को श्रीनगर से राज करने का क्या समय आ गया है? ये मेरा सवाल है। आप इतिहास बता रहे हैं, क्या इतिहास बता रहे हैं कि बड़े बड़े चेंजेस होने चाहिए? ये बताइए मुझे। हाँ,
नहीं, मैं बता रहा हूं। पहले तो आपने अच्छा याद दिलाया कि झारखंड भी हुआ आज चुनाव। मुझे लगा टाइम्स नाउ का डिस्कशन सुन के कि आज केवल जम्मू कश्मीर का ही इलेक्शन का रिजल्ट आया।
Very wrong.
पूर्व भारत में,
I protest against this, Mr. Javadekar. I protest against this. Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
I am not against you, Arnab. I am not against Times Now. लेकिन हमारे पत्रकार मित्र जो बैठे हैं पैनल में और सारे दोस्त हैं, उनको लगता है कि कश्मीर की ज्यादा चर्चा करें। तो मैं समझता हूं, क्योंकि आने वाले दिनों में कश्मीर पर भी हम राज करेंगे और 2019 के चुनाव जब लोकसभा के होंगे तो हमारे 20 मुख्यमंत्री होंगे, या आज ही आप नोट कर लीजिए।
Prakash Javadekar, thank you very much. And now we are going into the debate. Thank you. Okay, Muzaffar Baig of the PDP, thanks for staying on with us and being so patient. Right? We have Shabnam Lone, senior advocate, joining us. Muzaffar Baig of the PDP, I can see on the screen there, R Kesavan, not Mukul Kesavan, and also Mustafa Kamal. Anil Dhar of the National Conference. I got the name wrong. Anil Dhar of the National Conference. Welcome. And Vani Tripathi Tikku of the BJP. The panel is complete. Okay. First of all, R Kesavan, stop gloating about the BJP not getting on Mission 44. Get a move on. You did very badly. Don't start changing the goalpost. Focus on yourself. Instead of talking about Mission 44. You've heard this all day from the BJP. I want you to respond, then we'll begin the debate.
The Congress party is not gloating over anybody's defeat here. It was a self-proclaimed goal and their hopes have been dashed by the people. As far as the Congress party is concerned, we are disappointed, but I'd like to say that we have never been a principal player in Jammu and Kashmir. We've been a stakeholder in the governments, but now we are talking about being not a principal player but a principled player, and that is the question which is facing the BJP and the PDP today. Let me just make one observation. I want to quote the Prime Minister in a speech in Kathua on December 13th. We have a senior statesman from PDP. I hope sir listens to me. The Prime Minister says, quote, "Are there no more sons and daughters of Jammu and Kashmir? Will only one father and daughter run the government here? Do you always have to remain in this triangle? Don't look at the father-daughter duos. Look at your own sons and daughters." Now the question is simple. Is there going to be a Faustian deal and a raw deal to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, especially to the people of the Valley and Ladakh?
Answer that.
That is
Muzaffar
the question.
Baig, the charges of hypocrisy.
Deal?
Mr. Baig, the Congress party accusing you of hypocrisy by opening the door for talks with the BJP. I think it is time for you to directly respond. Mr. Baig, did you hear Mr. Kesavan of the Congress party?
Arnab, to BJP too. Is there going to be a Faustian deal? It's not.
One at a time, Mr. Kesavan.
BJP too.
One at a time, Mr. Kesavan, and then the BJP also will respond to you. I'm sure Vani Tripathi Tikku is not going to take that lying down. The charge that anyone teaming up with the BJP is a political hypocrite is going to be responded by Vani Tripathi. But first, Mr. Baig, please respond to the Congress charge of hypocrisy.
You see, in the event that BJP and PDP forge an alliance, then this issue will arise that Prime Minister Modi was, criticizing so-called family rule of muftis. They will have to perhaps explain the situation. We don't have to. But let me tell you frankly, if you don't mind, let me wear the hat of an analyst rather than a PDP functionary. We are in a very interesting, a very challenging stage so far as electoral politics is concerned. Things have changed dramatically during the course of the day. There was a stage when it seemed to be quite easy for PDP and Congress to come together and form the government. What is the situation today? At this stage, PDP has 28 and Congress has 12. Together, they are 40. Let's assume for a second that NC and BJP want to get together. Then it's 25 plus 15, that is also 40. That means in either case, if this is the first option, in either case, PDP and Congress cannot form government without the help of at least 4 independents. The same will apply to BJP plus National Conference. Now, an interesting observation has been made by Mr. Amit Shah. 3 options, he says, that they could form a government. They can form a government on their own, which means that they will have to have at least 20 people supporting them. Where will those 20 people come from? Assuming all the 7 independents are in their fold, it will be 32. They will still be short by 10 or 12 people. So that seems to me to be a very hypothetical kind of option. The second option is giving a support from outside. Now that means not forming an alliance, but perhaps supporting PDP from outside. Now that's very gracious of them if they think on those lines, but that also would be a very unstable government. It wouldn't command the kind of political and moral authority that is necessary for any state, particularly state of Jammu and Kashmir, where there are enemies waiting to kill our children the way they killed their own children. So you need a very stable government, a very responsible government. Therefore, if you want to have a stable government, I am talking as an analyst, I am not begging for any certain course of action on behalf of BJP. They have to take the decision which they think is in national interest or in the interest of the party.
Now, Mr. Baig, Mr. Baig, may I please? No, Mr. Baig, Mr. Baig.
If BJP,
Mr. Baig, I admire what you are doing. I truly admire what you are doing. You know, what you are doing, Mr. Baig, is using all your years of experience as a legal luminary as well as a politician to avoid the question and say, I will become an analyst and I'll give you 20 options which can happen, and then say any of these options can happen. Now, I will not let you mutate from being a PDP leader on the program to being a political analyst, Mr. Baig. I feel you dodged my question. I feel you should answer my question. I feel you should honestly answer the question. The charge put against you of hypocrisy, I expected you, Mr. Baig, to give a clear answer to that. You dodged it, Mr. Baig. So I pass it to Vani Tripathi Tikku. Vani Tripathi Tikku, anyone dealing with you is also a hypocrite. Vani, would you like to respond to Mr. Kesavan?
No, just
Vani. No, Mr. Baig, you...
Yes,
Mr. Arnab,
yes, Arnab, I would like to...
Just let me answer that question. Will you please let me answer that question?
I would like to respond to it
Please let me answer that question.
Okay, Mr. Baig wants to answer.
How can we be accused of hypocrisy that Mr. Modi leveled certain allegations against PDP and we join hands? Where is it hypocrisy on our part? In that case, you should address that question to BJP, not to us.
No, the hypocrisy is that he's called you names and you're tying up with him. The hypocrisy is you have a different position on several issues and you're tying up with him. The hypocrisy is also, Mr. Baig, that you try to use numbers to justify your position. Look at the numbers today. PDP can easily tie up with the Congress party. PDP plus Congress party, that's 28 plus 15. That is...
They're 12. Congress
12, but you got 40. If you want to, you can form a government. What Mr. Baig is saying, we don't want to form a government with a BJP. No, Mr. Baig, what you're saying is we don't want to form a government with a BJP. We're having to form a government with a BJP.
And we want Mr. Baig.
Vani Tripathi.
I can't hear you well, Arnab, but please give me a chance. Please repeat your question. Will you please repeat your question? I didn't hear you.
Sorry, R Kesavan.
Arnab, you will not let me be an analyst.
At least...
Arnab, please let me tell you, we are not hypocritical about anything. We are not on the defensive.
Sir, that's okay. Fine. I'm just saying it's not that you don't... I'm repeating what you said. Vani Tripathi to respond to Mr. Kesavan.
I am not going to compete with you. Arnab, I am not going to compete with you. I don't have any such ambitions that I will become an analyst and take your job.
Sir, I'm neither an analyst nor an opportunist. I'm just a journalist. Vani Tripathi Tikku, please.
Arnab, give me at least 30 seconds if I'm not interrupted, if not by you, by other panelists. You know, it's very interesting for me. I was also on your debate in the morning, and it's again deja vu time for me because I end up meeting Mr. Kesavan on the day of election results for past at least 4 to 5 elections, including the national ones. So it's great deja vu for me. I also remember that Mr. Kesavan in the morning had called the alliance, if at all it happens, between the BJP and the PDP, an unholy one, and then of course the panelists changed. So the issue is that I'm not disappointed by these acerbic, sort of attacks that the Congress party constantly does, because let me remind you that the BJP over so many years, including the large mandate that we got before, the national results came, all kinds of, permutation combinations were being put then also. And as Mr. Javadekar said, Mission 44 was successful because more than 12% of the vote share for the BJP has gone up in Jammu and Kashmir. And just wait till tomorrow to know what kind of an alliance emerges in Jammu and Kashmir. And the alliance will be for progress and development in education for the whole region of Jammu, Kashmir, Leh and Ladakh. But let me say this, Arnab.
Mr. Kesavan accuses anyone who deals with you of being a hypocrite, of being in an unholy relationship. Answer him if you can, Vani.
Well, of course, the hypocrisy, yes, I'm answering it. The hypocrisy lies in the fact that we had Mission 44 and Congress is reduced to only 44 in the whole country. So it is probably on their part that they need to answer anybody who allies with the BJP. Mr. Kesavan, you have nothing to say. You have nothing to say tonight. You have nothing to say tonight. You have nothing to say tonight. You have nothing to say tonight on this debate. You can go on calling names. You can go on calling. No, you of course will make a point. You of course will make a point, Mr. Kesavan. You always do. Of course, this is not spinning. This is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth, Mr. Kesavan. You were wiped out in Maharashtra. You were wiped out in Maharashtra. You were wiped out in Maharashtra. You were wiped out in Haryana. Go on shouting. Go on shouting. It's okay. You can go on shouting. You can go on shouting. You are not allowing me to complete. You are pouncing on me, Mr. Kesavan. You are pouncing on me. You're not allowing me to complete.
Don't be defensive. Don't be nervous. I'm completing because you had your chance, Vaniji.
Why will I be nervous? Why will I be nervous?
I'm completing.
Look at your own self. Why will I be nervous?
Then let me speak. If you're not nervous, let me speak. Let me make my point. There is no point.
Why is he shouting? He asked a question which I'm trying to answer.
You're nervous.
Why? No, you have not allowed me to complete, Mr. Kesavan. As usual, you have not allowed me. You have not allowed me by shouting on me, Mr. Kesavan, by shouting on me, by shouting on me.
May I please
you are not going to get anywhere.
Can I ask Mr. Dhar if he? Can I ask Mr. Dhar if he feels a PDP? No, 1 second, Mr. Dhar. Do you think a PDP-BJP relationship is an unholy relationship? Do you think so?
Well, we had predicted it much before that they are into some sort of an unholy nexus with each other. And then, as a matter of fact, Mr. Goswami, the issue is very simple and straight. PDP is number one party. BJP is number 2, 3 seats behind them. Now, all these parties had campaigned vociferously against National Conference to defeat National Conference. My leader, Omar Abdullah, has categorically said, he said, those people who have been mandated with some majority, let them cobble up a majority and form a government. If they have been mandated to form a government, why are they shying away, admitting in open that they had a secret understanding or they have an unholy alliance or they are not going to form a government? Now going right, left and center about it, I don't think it solves the purpose. What is more important for J&K? One thing, on a larger scale, the democracy has won this election. Indian democracy has won. People have come out in large numbers, both in Jammu.
Of course, democracy has won,
Mission
but you've
44 has got aborted at
democracy has won, but
Mission
you've lost. Is this an unholy alliance?
We may not have.
Is this an
we may not have feared as we may not have feared as better as
an unholy alliance.
We may not have feared. We may not have fared as better as expected, but at the same time, I'll tell you by way of vote percentage,